On September 2, 2022, Prime Minister Narendra Modi commissioned INS Vikrant into the Indian Navy. It is the country's first indigenous aircraft carrier, or IAC-1. The warship has a full displacement of 45,000 tons, making it one of the most powerful aircraft carriers in the world. The warship was built at a cost of 20,000 crores and took more than 20 years to complete. History of the INS Vikrant. The ship was originally built in 1943 by the British as HNS Hercules. It was built at the Harland and Wolff shipyard, the same shipyard that built the Titanic in 1912. The Indian government bought the HNS Hercules in 1957 from the United Kingdom. The ship was handed over to the Indian envoy to the UK, on March 4, 1961, in Belfast. It was named Vikrant, based on the Sanskrit word Vikraanta, which means powerful and brave. The ship was formally inducted into the Indian Navy at Bombay on November 3, 1961, by Prime Minister Jawaharlal Nehru. Exactly 10 years later, in 1971, the warship would sail into the Bay of Bengal with 18 Seahawk fighter jets on board to liberate Bangladesh. On November 13, she reached her first stop at the Andaman and Nicobar Islands. The Pakistan Navy had deployed its deadliest submarine, the PNS Ghazi, to destroy the INS Vikrant. However, India's first destroyer, INS Rajput, destroyed and sank the Pakistani submarine near Visakhapatnam on December 3, 1971. INS Vikrant marched towards her first war. She sailed towards Bangladesh and bombarded Chittagong and Cox's Bazar, destroying Pakistani military infrastructure with heavy onboard artillery. On the cold and foggy morning of December 14, 1971, the first airstrikes were initiated from the vessel, deep into Pakistani territory. At the peak of the war, more than 30 sorties were carried out each day from the INS Vikrant. The 25-year-old warship needed heavy repairs after the war. The aircraft carrier lost its relevance at the beginning of the 21st century, and she was finally decommissioned on January 31, 1997, after serving the Indian Navy for more than 35 years. The aircraft carrier was docked at the Bombay harbor and later turned into a museum for the public. Due to poor maintenance and constant rusting, the legendary Vikrant was finally scrapped in November 2014. However, the spirit of the ship was too strong to die. In 1999, Defense Minister George Fernandez commissioned Project 71 Air Defense Ship or ADS, which would later be changed to an Indigenous Aircraft Carrier or IAC in 2006, increasing the ship's length, tonnage, and capabilities. INS Vikrant was undocked for the first time on June 10, 2015 for a sea trial. It was built by the Cochin shipyard in 4 phases. The first commanding officer of INS Vikrant is Captain Vijaya Lakshmi, who assumed office on May 7, 2021. The 262-m-long ship can carry up to 30 full-wing fighter jets and 10 combat helicopters. She will also carry 34 medium surface-to-air missiles, the Kawach anti-missile naval defense system, and an AK-630 rotary cannon. The warship has a closing speed of 18 knots and a maximum speed of 28 knots, with 7,500 miles of endurance. The momentous feat of engineering was achieved through active collaboration between more than 100 MSMEs and 500 subcontractors from over 18 states and union territories.